Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome to Echo. This game is going to look very familiar to a lot of you. It's going to look a lot like Minecraft, but it is very different indeed, and still in very early stages right now. I'm actually playing via a very early access that right now you have to buy into. It's currently $40. I'm going to get into that cost here in just a minute, but let me explain a bit about the game before I get started. Basically, in this game, the idea is to build a civilization using the resources here from this ecosystem, as they say, that can be damaged and destroyed. And part of the problem there is you can actually run animals into extinction. For example, it is possible to kill off all of the elk or all of the wolves, or take out too many plants and cause other problems on your planet. Now I've got a map down at the bottom right here. We can actually spin this around, but that's our little dot here in the middle, Weemcast. There you can see I'm a laborer. Got a little bit of skills going. I can spin the world around. You can actually run all the way around it, and it's not very big. In fact, you can see the curvature of the world out there, which is pretty interesting. So basically, the idea is to kind of work together with others to build, structures and everything, workshops, build and construct as you would expect in a game like Minecraft. But you really have to take the ecosystem of the world into consideration. You can pollute, and as I mentioned before, you can actually wipe out animals and everything. So anyway, what I want to do is I kind of want to walk you through the game, kind of the basics. I'm very new to this. I'm still learning a lot myself. I've watched a number of videos and I've kind of run around here a little bit, so I know just enough to get me in trouble, but not enough to fully inform you on every little detail of the game. I'm hoping to kind of learn that as I go. Now, the idea here is I'm probably going to do maybe like 2 or 3 videos or so. That's going to be the initial goal, but depending on what you guys think, if you guys are giving me some likes on the video, if you guys are leaving comments letting me know you want to see more, then I may go more than that. We'll kind of see how that goes. Now right now, at the time of this recording, I have about 5 days left, 6 days I guess, until I leave for Italy, and I'm gone for 2 weeks. So whatever videos I make of this, the 2 or 3 initial videos, are all that you're going to see for those first couple weeks. So anyway, if we do more, it's going to happen when I get back. But you can see there's a structure here. Somebody's got a structure up. I can actually hop into here, and I looked at this earlier. They've got a chest, but if I try to access it, you can see at the bottom left it says that chest is locked. We can't get into that. So this is somebody's property here. You can actually see it marked out on the map too on the globe. Where my dot is in the center, you can see a white outline. This is kind of somebody's area here. So anyway, what I want to do is I want to run around, maybe find a little place to settle in and start building, and then we'll talk a bit more about the game. Okay, I traveled a little bit from the building that we were just at. It's kind of just down the hill, I think, back in that direction-ish. I have chopped some trees down. This is actually an area I was at before. I thought I would pick a different location, but in wandering around a little bit, I thought, let's just go up here. I had just started heading out from that location and thought, yeah, this is a cool enough spot. Let's just hop up here. So I've cleared out some ferns. You can actually see my inventory on the right. I've got a lot of ferns here, and we have some spores as well, so I'm assuming we can plant those at some point. I've got some berries. I can actually place a marker down to claim this area, which, let me just drag this out here. I think I'm going to want to do that. So let me kind of walk through some things here really quick. I've got nutrition over here. You can see that the idea here is to have a balance when it comes to your nutrients. Carbs, protein, fat, vitamins. You want to have a good balance there. Gives you a multiplier, and then that kind of plays into how many skill points you could potentially get. We have calories there, and you can see in my stomach there's 37 ferns. That's a whole lot of ferns. I think I'm going to end up spending some of my days and nights squatting out in the woods somewhere, probably pretty frequently. But there you go. That's all I have to eat right now. So well, I do have some berries now, but I was full at the time when I picked those. So anyway, you can see down in the bottom center, I'm carrying 3 wood right now. I do have 2 tools based on some skills that I picked up. And if I hop over to here, obviously we have the globe, we have the map, essentially the mini map. We have a chat we can bring up. We've got the backpack, which is already open. Charts, so these graphs, laws, and then we have the map, actually. Wait, did I say map already? I might have got that mixed up. Anyway, so that's what we currently have now. Laws and graphs. What is that, right? So basically, you can actually go out and look at information on this game. This actually, the charts are not in-game. I believe they hop out to the web browser. But a browser that's related, a page that's related to your server, and you can look at things like the decline of the wolf population or things like that. And basically what you can do is you can take that information, you can take one of the charts you're looking at, and then you can actually try to get a law put in place. And that law gives you certain options, things like, you're allowed to kill one wolf per day, here's the reasoning, and you can have a chart, and then that gets voted on. It's really cool. So if I come down here and hit laws, right now there's nothing. There's run for office, which I actually don't know much about this at all. I guess you can run to be mayor, president, I'm not sure. And then you can actually try to enact the new laws. Now, when there are laws enacted, I was actually on a server that had a few of them up. They popped up down here. I think there was 3 of them. You could read them. You can choose to vote on them. And it's kind of a way for everybody to work together to try and make policy such that kind of protects the world that you're in, which is a really interesting idea. Again, the whole idea being that you want to take from the environment so that you can build and everything, but you want to do it in a responsible way and really not mess up the world. That would be problematic. So we also have, where did it go? Am I not seeing it? Maybe I don't see it in this part of the world. There was a big meteor that looked like it was on its way down to hitting the world. So there are things you can do to basically try and prevent that from happening, prevent the destruction of your world. I'm actually looking over here at the description. It says, work together through the player-run government and economy to build the technology to stop a meteor on a collision course with the planet without polluting the world and killing it off in the process before that even happens. So obviously, we would be trying to stop that from occurring. So we're trying to build up and get certain technologies, but at the same time, we're kind of wrecking the world in doing so. So we're trying to do it responsibly. So anyway, that's the really quick breakdown. I don't know a whole lot beyond those points, other than I am carrying wood and I can place those. So let me show you that. So I've got these 3 logs I'm carrying around. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of place these here. This is all, I've been eating ferns in this area. These are just some on the outside, but I cleared out this area. Let's go ahead and place some logs down. Let's see what that's all about. I've done this a little bit to experiment. I think I could put these as close as here. So I right click and put that down. I have 2 more. Let's just go ahead and go one there, one there. Now I'm out. I can actually hit these once and it picks it back up. You can see I have 1 again, so I'll just put that back down. And to make floors, you just place them next to each other. I could wrap walls around, but we would have a dirt floor. Maybe that's okay for now, I'm not sure, but yeah. And I can actually walk over here, hit E and scoop up some of the fern. You can see I picked up a spore and a fern. You got a +1 bonus over there on the left. It's pretty cool. Let's look at the skills really quick, because right now I do have the scythe here, and then I have an axe. But if we jump into the skills, which is over here, you can see we've got 10 skill points. Let's click this. We've got some things we can choose. I can't, I can actually extend this. Awesome. Let's do that. So 10 points. Let's click on survival. How come these aren't coming up? Okay, just need in a minute, it looks like. So under survival, you can see I actually took logging. I did 1 point there, and you can see it says grants an axe and reduces the calorie usage when cutting trees. Pretty cool. That's what got me the axe. Was it labor? What got me gathering? Gathering granted the scythe. So if I jump over to labor, we can actually get a shovel if we pick up this. Let's go ahead and hit +1 on that. So now we have a shovel. And I do want to pick. Let's do a pick. Okay, so we have the 4 tools now. I suppose we could actually put a point into here to grab the bow. I've done none of this. I think I'd shoveled 1 thing of dirt on a different server. Just briefly, I was checking out, and I've chopped some trees. I think that's all I've done. Okay, cool. Then we've got research. Again, I don't know much about this stuff. Reduces the cost of all skill books. I think you make a bench, and then from that you can make books out of that. That's how you learn how to make certain things. Something like that. Oh, this grants the research table. Let's do that. Cool. Now we have a table. And then we've got civics. What does civics have here? Workbench construction. Okay. Building construction grants a hammer and reduces the calorie usage when building. We have teaching, storage. I know you can teach other people. That's right. That's the thing. You can actually learn skills from other people. So being near people is kind of cool too, in that regard. And then the elections. Okay, so that does some things there. We've got agriculture, carpentry, smithing, masonry, and cooking. These are currently locked, probably through research and other things you open those up. But again, I don't know much about that stuff. Let's go ahead and actually hit the workbench here. Okay, so I hit A, and we can just place this. I was wondering if it had to actually go on the ground or anything. I wasn't really sure. Right-click places the walls down, so I'm wondering if maybe left-click rotates? No. How about R? No. T for turn? Okay. Looks like we can't do anything like that right now. Now, actually, if I place this, it might actually stay there permanently. So let's not do that. I kind of want to gather some wood, maybe make some walls in an area. I did see in one video that one of the benches required that you put it in a room with a volume 10. And in the video, and I'm sorry I forgot who made the video, that person said, it said a volume of 10, and when he read it, he said it's got to be in a 10 by 10 room. So I'm guessing that's what that means. So we can actually break this up into pieces. I can actually hit E to pick this up. And you can see I'm now carrying 3 by picking up that chunk. And we can walk this back over here. It looks like we're losing the sun. What time is it? 6:22 p.m. So if I put this here, you can see it'll cross like that to make the wall. If I were to put one here, it would actually fill the space in and make a floor. So what I'm going to do is, through the night, I'm going to kind of chop trees and try and lay out a floor. Look at the view here. I think this is a pretty cool spot. But yeah, I'm gonna lay out a floor area here, not necessarily worry about the walls. We got a structure down there, so we've got a neighbor nearby, but I think this is a pretty cool spot. Okay, check that out. The sun is coming up, and I've made some good progress here, actually. It's not very big, but I don't think I need a lot of space to start with. Plus, it's very easy to pop holes in this stuff and extend walls and things like that. So I'm not too concerned. Definitely have some more to do here, but I'm liking it so far. Now, I chopped this tree down here. There was one here already, and I can't pick up this piece for some reason, but we'll chalk that up to alpha bugs. This tree I chopped down, rolled down the hill, and I ended up cutting that up a bit. And then I chopped this guy down, and I've just finished picking it up. So there's definitely more to do, but I actually want to do a little experiment because I don't know the answer to this, so I want to try it. And that is, we have a birch tree here, and I've not been cutting birch trees. I actually don't know what these other ones would be. Maple, maybe? I don't know. I don't know much about trees. But what I want to know is this wood white when you actually place it down? If they change that or not, I'm really not sure. So that's what we're here for. We're here to learn. So let's chop this guy down here. So you can see some branches busted off, and from what I could tell, and I think I saw this in a video as well, you can't chop this into pieces until all the branches are gone, and in this case they all broke off. The last tree I chopped down had one on it, and when I chopped that off, then I could break this up just like that. So if I hit E on this, it's too big. You can see we get a message, smaller pieces first. So we can carry up to 5, and the size here actually determines that. Like this might be 3, and this one might be 2. Let's pick this one up. It was 4, okay. So the bigger it is, the more pieces you carry back with you. So anyway, we're gonna try and finish this up. Now the wood, I'll tell you right now, is lighter in my hands than this wood was. So it's probably going to be lighter. And maybe that's okay, maybe we'll just do light on top. Carry this over and over. Okay, once it's out here though, it doesn't look like it's any different, which is fine, that's fine. Okay, now I've got to leave that little step so I can get up here, but we're going to basically, I want to come out and see if that, it leaves a little gap there. Not a big fan of that. Anyway, we'll play with that. I'm not really sure how I handle that just yet, but basically just need to continue chopping. Actually, like I said, I got a lot farther than I thought I would, but I'm gonna actually wrap up this roof and then we'll see what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, the sun is starting to go down here, but just putting the finishing touches here on this. We're almost where I want it. Just try to get this a little bit wrapped up. Let's actually take this guy out. Maybe we'll just do this. I'll do that here. Okay, so we got a little window area. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool looking. I'm actually pretty good with this. I think we'll leave it at this for now. I do want to put one more there. I guess I could do that now, but I thought I'd bring you back in here and just kind of show you the wrapping up of this place, and also answer a question that some of you may be having about the price, I should say. I mentioned at the top that there was a $40 cost, and I wanted to go into that a little bit. So basically it is $40 right now to access the this early access. I will tell you right now that I think it's really interesting concept. I like what I'm seeing so far, but it's still very early. There's bugs. I've run into a number of them. Nothing, super major or anything, but enough that they stand out a little bit. but it's to be expected at this stage. But yeah, so the $40 thing, I know a lot of you out there, you know, based on all of the other videos I've done and other games I've covered, $40 is going to be pretty steep for this. And I feel ya. It's one of the things that made me hesitate for a while, because I want to play so many games and bring so many to the channel. I can't buy all of them. So price does come into it. A lot of times games are sent to me for free to try out and hopefully play on the channel, and I may or may not get to some of those. This one I was kind of waiting because I thought, well, $40 is a bit steep for a game for me to just try right now, especially when I don't have a lot of time, but it's really been kind of standing out to me. I've been finally just wanting to get in here and do it, so I did it. Now, they have a lot of funding for this game. I think it was $866,000 they got in funding from the Institute of Educational Sciences, I believe, and that was to be spread out over a few years of development. I think that stops like May or something of next year. So anyway, they do have that kind of pushing them along, but of course they could be using more and everything. And right now they're just looking for dedicated members of the community, wanting to give feedback and things like that. So that's why the price is where it's at least by their description anyway. That's why it's at that point. But anyway, I thought I would mention that because I know it's going to be one of the questions you guys ask. And I'll have some information in the description if you want to read more about that, their funding and everything, and check that out. I think it's a really interesting concept. As I mentioned, I believe I mentioned, the idea was to get this into middle school and have kids, you know, play this and work together to build, but also take the environment into consideration, which I think is pretty important. That's very cool. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up for now. Please do leave a like, as I mentioned before, on the video if you'd like to see more. You can leave me a comment as well. Let me know what you think of it. Again, the plan is to make another 1 or 2 more videos of this, so you know we'll probably have 2 or 3 total. And then I'm off for vacation, and when I get back, kind of depending on your guys' feedback, we'll go from there. Maybe we'll do some more. I'm definitely interested in checking out some more. There's actually quite a bit more to do as far as workbenches go. The crafting and everything I really have just barely scratched the surface of, so I want to get more into that. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Leave me some feedback. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching as always. I can't pick that up? No, too much. Thanks as always for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will catch you next time.